Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm still ironing out the details of all these videos, obviously, since my head is chopped off. I was really focusing on getting everything the right direction so you guys could read it. So today we are making a long history family favorite of our family's. It's called red cabbage salad. And we're going to learn about all the benefits of red cabbage. Some of the tools that you could use in your kitchen. I have, not sure if you can see this over here, but it's a food processor. My sister, she doesn't watch these, so it's okay if I say this. You can use your shredder for most of it, I'm going to say, when you're making the salad. And do it really quickly with your food processor. Don't use your cheese grater, not the best technique for this particular salad. And I'm going to show you in a minute what you can do just with a knife. So that may be all you need is a knife. And then pretty much you just need a large bowl. For those of you that don't know, this is what red cabbage looks like. I'm sure you all know what red cabbage, it's big, large cabbage. It's purple-ish in color, red. They call it red, but it's purple-ish. So let's go ahead and get started. I am Lisa. Welcome to this time in my kitchen. And if you're new to these recipes, you can go here, replenishhq.com, find the recipe book online. There's all kinds of other things there that you're going to want to check out. There's a store with healing herbs, and so you can check all that out on Replenish HQ. Okay, let's get started. While I'm cutting this cabbage up for our salad, I'm going to go ahead and share some of the benefits over here. So, who knows, that's on here, what a cruciferous vegetable is? Does anybody know what that is? I'd love to have you chat in, even if you're watching on. Oh, and I'm just removing this is the core. It's a little tough, so I'm just removing that. So you guys, what is a cruciferous vegetable? I'd love to have you chat in. Hi, Lori. Look at you guys. My friend Lori made me this beautiful apron. It's so fun. So, and it says Replenish HQ on the front of it. How cool is that? Okay, so you guys, if you follow me, you know I compost. So here is compost. That's basically any of your produce kitchen scraps. That's all I use is the produce kitchen scraps. So, has anybody chatted in what a cruciferous vegetable is? Well, if you're not sure what that is, it is any of the vegetables that kind of smell like sulfur because they actually have sulfur in them. So this doesn't smell so great. Think of some other things that smell like sulfur when you cook them, or they smell really strong. So I'd love to hear from you guys, chat in and tell me what vegetables smell really strong. So we're going to get back to that in a minute, what cruciferous vegetables are. So I am chopping this up pretty coarse because I'll show you in a minute. I use the food processor for most of it to do the fine. This recipe calls for fine and coarse cabbage. So I am doing the coarse part of the cabbage right now. So you want pieces that are thicker and thinner. And you can do all of that with your knife. If you only have a knife, that's great. My sister would tell you that is the best way to do this family favorite anyways. Okay, so on to our red cabbage. I haven't seen anybody chime in what they think a cruciferous vegetable is yet, but I might have missed it. And what's the smelly sulfur vegetables? Well, they have so many health benefits for us, especially some of them you only receive when they're raw. So, this recipe calls for a half of a head of cabbage. I am having guests on Sunday, so I am making a full head of cabbage, which is a lot, you'll see, but it kind of shrinks down a little bit as it marinates. So what are some health benefits? Check out all these health benefits that you can get from red cabbage. You can boost your immune system because it's high in vitamin C. See, I think a lot of times we think we only get vitamin C from oranges, but we actually get them from all kinds of things. So that means it's antioxidant rich. It helps fight free radicals. Think cancer fighting with that, with the free radicals. And also, it helps fight inflammation. How great is that? So the Arthritis Foundation had a whole article promoting eating cabbage to fight arthritis. And then it also aids in building strong bones. And there's a lot of research that shows that cabbage helps build strong bones and fights against osteoporosis. So if you're getting older, that is important to make sure you're building strong bones. Milk is actually not the best way to do that. And then it also promotes a healthy gut. I wanted to show you that a lot of, if you're not familiar with fermented food, it's wonderful for your gut. It builds a nice healthy gut. This is called kimchi. This is really spicy. Lori says she loves cabbage. This is very spicy, but you can get fermented cabbage in kimchi. You can get it in all kinds of raw. You want to see the word on there, raw, that it's raw and fermented. And you can get it in sauerkraut. There's all kinds of ways you can get fermented cabbage, which builds good gut health. So that's as much as I'm going to chop because it's actually not even going to fit in my bowl because I have so much. So I'm going to have to switch out bowls. But just so you see, you want some pieces in there that are pretty chunky. So we're going to move this over here. So what else? Check out all these benefits. And it's really kind of purple, but we call it red cabbage, right? So it is loaded with vitamin C, K, A, B6. Are you guys familiar with the Environmental Working Group? That is, you can type that in, Google search. You're going to be able to find out what 15 vegetables and fruits are the cleanest to eat. Cabbage this year, this is based on last year's testing, but cabbage is the 13th cleanest. So that means, what that means is you don't necessarily have to buy organic. It's pretty clean as is. The dirty dozen would be loaded with pesticides. So you want to stay away from those. If you can't afford organic when they're on the dirty dozen, just don't buy them. Okay, so check out the EWG, the Environmental Working Group, and check out the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. And then also all the vitamins, manganese, potassium, thiamine, riboflavin, folate, calcium, iron, and magnesium. So just in red cabbage alone, it's loaded with all that nutrition. That's so good for you. So here we go. This is my shredded that I used with the food processor. Shh, don't tell my sister. And then what this has in it as well, this is my marinade. And you can find all the ingredients to this either by hopping over and checking out the recipe book, or if you go back to my post, the ingredients are all listed there. But in the marinade is, I use avocado oil instead of olive oil, but it does call for olive oil. Whatever you prefer, olive oil has a lot of great food value. It calls for red wine vinegar, which this is organic. I thought that was super cool. I found this at the local grocer. It also calls for raw honey. I prefer the raw. This is Southern California, so this will be loaded with things that help with our allergies and things here in Southern California. As you can see, mine's getting really low. And you know how a lot of times I use maple syrup in things that are cooked? Things that are not cooked, I love to use the raw honey. And then it has onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, but you guys, smoked paprika is so good. So you want smoked paprika. Hey Joe, there's my friend Joe on here too. Turmeric, This, we could do a whole session on the food value of this alone. And this combined with the red cabbage, they're both very anti-inflammatory. So this gives it a beautiful color. You can see anything you add turmeric to makes it nice and bright yellow. So we're just gonna mix that marinade in really well. Mix it all up. I also added, it's not on the recipe, but I added some garlic in here, some fresh garlic, because I just love garlic, and so I added that in there as well. So we're going to pour this in here over our cabbage. And this, honestly, is, you know, I said earlier I'm making this for Sunday. We're having people over, and so this salad, literally, you want to make a couple days in advance. It doesn't taste near as well. It's got to marinate, get all those juices in there together. So this is great when you got to go somewhere and you're busy. Make it, you know, a couple nights before you have to be there. It's all ready to go. You just got to stir it a few times in the refrigerator. So we're just going to mix all that in. Super easy, you guys. And as you guys watch these, if you find them valuable, please share them on your page. I would love to get the word out and help us make everybody healthy together, that we can get the word out. Healthy food tastes great, and there's ways that we can support our body with food and good nutrition. I do a lot of plant-based stuff, but I do have some meat recipes in there. And if you love this recipe or you want more information about this recipe, like I said, head on over to my website, go to the store. You'll be able to find all kinds of wonderful things in there. And I always appreciate your support. When you buy the books, you support what I'm doing, and so that's a way to say thank you as well. Hey Vicki, good to see you on here. So you just basically just mix it all up. I'm gonna have to get a bigger bowl to mix in my chunks in there. But this is actually a doubled recipe, because this recipe was only supposed to be half a cabbage. Plus you want a cabbage, the recipe calls for a cabbage that's about this big, like a pretty small head in half. That's what the recipe calls for. Like I said, I got the biggest one they had because I have a lot of people coming over. And so I wanted to make sure I had enough for everyone. If you guys have any questions, please comment them. If you're watching this on replay, just put in a little replay in the box down there, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. I will post the direct link to the website up in the top of the post as soon as we get off of here. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen. I always appreciate the love and support of you guys hopping on here live, and spread the word. Let's do healthy together and eat well together. So thanks for visiting my kitchen, and until next week, I'll see you later. You guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.